You want the truth? You're not going to get it from the NHS. And you certainly won't get it from the people who locked Lucy Letby away for life, without telling the jury the ward was literally dripping with sewage. Yes, you heard that right. Maybe you'll get some truth tonight from ITV. Leaked emails now revealed that the neonatal unit at the Countess of Chester Hospital, the unit where Lucy Letby worked, was overrun with deadly bacteria, blocked sinks, and raw sewage leaking from the ceiling. This wasn't some minor hygiene issue. It was a biohazard zone. Senior staff said the ward was not fit for purpose. Babies being cared for next to exploding drains, blocked sinks, and macerated waste leaking above their heads. Staff had to stuff nappy pads in the ceiling to stop feces dripping onto newborns. God bless our NHS. And yet none of this was disclosed to the jury during Letby's trial. None of it. The prosecution claimed the baby deaths had nothing to do with infection, but we now know the unit had Pseudomonas aeruginosa, a bacterium known to kill premature babies, found in multiple taps, including in the intensive care area. Doctors at the time suspected an outbreak. Emails show nurses begging for filters, desperate to contain the spread. Risk registers labelled the situation high risk. Yet the public and the jury were sold a tidy little courtroom narrative. An evil nurse, a killer, a monster. Let me ask you something. If you had sewage leaking from the ceiling, taps infected with deadly bacteria, and doctors raising alarms, would you start pointing fingers at one nurse? Or would you shut the damn unit down and fix the system? But no, of course, our NHS needed a scapegoat. People needed a scapegoat. No one had the balls to take responsibility. They couldn't admit they left newborns to die in filth. So they stitched up Lucy Letby. And now, after 2 trials, ITV suddenly decides it's time to ask questions. Beyond reasonable doubt, they call it. How convenient.
A new Curry reports on the conviction of the former nurse, who was found guilty of killing 7 newborn babies and attempting to kill 7 others, in one of the most widely publicised murder cases in British history. This programme explores the views of a team of international scientists who say the prosecution case simply doesn't stand up to scrutiny. So is she guilty beyond reasonable doubt? Or could she be a victim of one of Britain's worst miscarriages of justice?
Where was ITV before the trial? Back when Britain was a serious nation, rather than the UK, ITV ran serious documentaries in prime time, such as World in Action. Now it's all tits and lip fillers.
Essex is a continent.
No, it's a county.
Oh, what, a country?
A county.
What's the difference between a county and a country?
So country is like England.
Yeah.
So Wales is in Cardiff.
No,
Cardiff's the capital of Wales.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm from Liverpool, so I live in a country.
No, Liverpool's a city.
A city.
Yeah.
If you go on a plane and go to another place, that's still United Kingdom,
Depends
isn't it?
where. Where do you want to go?
So Spain.
That's not
No,
United
that's
Kingdom.
Europe.
That's Europe.
Where were the questions when the NHS covered up sewage leaks with nappies instead of accountability? Make no mistake, this isn't just about one nurse. It's about a corrupt system that sacrificed a human being to protect its reputation. And the media played along until now, when of course it's safe to ask questions and safe to hedge their bets. Now, I don't know for certain what happened on that ward, but I do know this. You don't hide bacterial outbreaks. You don't ignore sewage leaks. You don't suppress evidence, unless you've got something to hide. And when a jury is denied the full picture, that's not justice, it's a show trial. They show the jury scribbled notes that read, "I am evil, I did this," sounded like a confession. We've been through this before. Lucy and her childhood friend were taught during sixth form counselling training to write down their worst things as a form of self-therapy, a way to silence anxiety. The infamous note wasn't a confession, it was a mental health coping tool, twisted into a guilty verdict. And the insulin evidence? Now, two respected scientists with access to the medical files now say that blood results were typical for premature babies. The test wasn't even reliable. One expert said you wouldn't use this test to take away an Olympic medal, but they used it to send a woman to prison for life. And let's be honest, this is what happens when a society stops caring about God, when truth becomes inconvenient and conscience is just a PR problem. Because what really happened here? People covered their own arses. The consultants on six-figure salaries. The managers, probably on six-figure salaries as well. The trust executives, definitely on six-figure salaries. $250,000, 300,000, 400,000. Who knows? Who can imagine? God knows what they spend it on. The prosecutors, the press, all of them lining up to sacrifice a young woman so they could keep their salary, their status, their pension, their comfortable, insulated, selfish lives. None of them cared. None of them had a conscience. And if they did, they didn't listen to it. They just cared about not being blamed. And let's be real. Once upon a time, a man might have resigned in disgrace. In the past, in Britain, when we were a nation, people used to resign in disgrace and shy away and say, I'm sorry, I did wrong, I just couldn't live with myself. So this is the truth. Now, they don't even blink. They're like concentration camp guards at Nuremberg. I was just doing my job. I was just following orders. I don't care. Because in the woke UK, shame is dead, isn't it? Conscience is optional. Can I get away with it? Okay, well, F the truth. I don't give a damn if I can get away with it. Truth now is whatever the media says it is. They did exactly the same to Amanda Knox. Remember her? Guilty. But actually not guilty, you mugs. Totally innocent.
This is an ABC News special report.
Knox and Raffaele Sollecito be immediately released. Must be registered.
Let us look at the scene in that courtroom. The word the Knox family has been waiting to hear. She is freed, acquitted.
They threw Lucy Letby to the wolves, and they'll do it again. To you, to me, to Lucy Connolly, to anyone. If it keeps them in Range Rovers and job titles, they don't give a damn. They're not protecting babies. Our most vulnerable, our most important society members. They're just protecting themselves. And when Lucy Letby walks free, because yes, she will walk, the same people who mocked and condemned her will pretend they always had doubts. Cowards.